The atrocities continued throughout 1943, when the brigade grew to about 750 men, adding even more violent criminals to its ranks. The brutality escalated. Dirlewanger's soldiers were involved in the suppression of uprisings and massacred civilians without hesitation. One of the most infamous episodes of the brigade's cruelty came during the Warsaw Uprising in 1944, when they killed over 40,000 Poles. In addition to shooting and burning civilians, they targeted hospitals and orphanages, murdering the sick and the elderly without remorse. Despite the horrific nature of his actions, Dirlewanger was not only tolerated by the Nazi leadership, but was also promoted for his role in suppressing uprisings. In fact, he was awarded the Knight's Cross of the Iron Cross, a prestigious military honor for his service. This promotion highlighted the perverse values of the Nazi regime, which valued brutality and cruelty in the name of maintaining order and suppressing resistance. As the war neared its end in 1945, Dirlewanger's reign of terror came to an end. Wounded once again, he went into hiding, and as the Allies advanced, he was eventually captured. After his capture, he was held in a detention center by the Allies, where he was subjected to days of brutal torture by Polish guards. Dirlewanger's death, attributed to a heart attack in June 1945, came under suspicious circumstances. Many saw it as a fitting end to a man whose life had been defined by unrelenting cruelty and violence. Post-war rumors circulated that Dirlewanger had survived his capture and had served in the Egyptian army, but these claims were never substantiated. In 1960, his remains were exhumed, and it was conclusively determined that they were indeed his. His death, widely regarded as just, did not evoke any sympathy, and his legacy remains one of brutal violence. Dirlewanger's story is a dark chapter in the history of the Nazi regime. It highlights the disturbing consequences of a society that becomes desensitized to cruelty and violence. His life and actions serve as a stark reminder of the depths of evil that can be unleashed when unchecked power and hatred are allowed to flourish. In the aftermath of World War II, the world struggled to come to terms with the scale of the atrocities committed by individuals like Dirlewanger and the larger Nazi machinery. While the world moved on, the story of Oskar Dirlewanger remains a grim testament to the capacity for cruelty within human beings when driven by ideology and a disregard for human life. His actions, and those of his brigade, will forever stand as a horrific reminder of the atrocities of war and the importance of remembering the past to prevent such horrors from recurring.